So recently I came back to training, and I haven't been training for, I think in the past year, I've trained 2 or 3 times, and those are more private lessons, but for personal reasons and / COVID reasons, I haven't been back. But now that I have both shots, I've recently come back, and honestly, it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I realize how much I miss it. And I miss training, especially miss the community aspect of it, but it's been tough. I mean, there are a lot of days when I don't know what it is, but I psych myself out, you know, like before class, I go, man, do I really want to go? Do I not? I want to get smashed, but then I go, yeah, I'm going to go. And then when I go, I always thank myself, right? But there's that like hesitation of like, oh, this is going to be rough. Or I don't know what it is, or if that's normal.
How did you decide like that you were gonna go about it? Were you just thinking I'm gonna jump in every day, or I'm gonna take it a few days at a time? What were your thoughts?
Right. So for me, I was just like, I'm gonna jump in as many days as I can based off of my current schedule, because my schedule has changed in terms of, you know, going back full force. So like full force for me going back would be 5 to 6 days a week. I think for the past 2 weeks I've gone back 3 to 4 days a week, and that was more for
more than a lot others, I should say.
Right, and that was more for my personal / like work commitments that I have, rather than like, oh, I don't want to go back because I'm not in shape, because I've been staying in shape through COVID, through running and lifting at home and everything like that. So that I didn't have hesitations on that, but it was more like, okay, I'll go when I can, right? But now that I've gone back, I've been running every single day, and like my body's gotten used to running. But now when I do 2 days with running in the morning and then jiu-jitsu, that night I'm absolutely crushed, and I wake up and I'm like, oh gosh, like my body's super sore. It just feels like I can't even say I'm overtrained, because it's only one day, right? So how can you be overtrained on one day? But you just feel like a truck has hit you.
Well, you run a lot, because how many miles do you run before you train?
Right, I usually run like 3 to 5 miles per day. And on the weekends, you know, I'll go out for a long run,
But training jiu-jitsu is like getting hit by a truck. You know what I mean? Like, the muscles that are used, your whole body, it's so different from like running. You know, you're running, like your legs will get tired, obviously. You'll have good lung capacity, but the jiu-jitsu, like you're using every muscle in your body. You're pulling, you're holding grips. So yeah, I feel like that's why you're tired. It's not even the running.
Right.
It's really just the adjustment of coming back into training. So you're basically taking it a day at a time and like resting as you need to, and then coming back in.
Right. Yeah. I mean, that's the game plan of like, I kind of want to go by feel, but also at the same time, I know the more that I come, the faster it's going to come back, because it's all like a language, right? Because it feels like I'm kind of starting anew, and I think that was the hesitation of, oh, like I took a year off. It's kind of not scary, because I know mostly everyone in the gym, everyone's super nice, but there is that like, oh, like, I don't know, like, you know, I don't know if it's just like in my mind, though, you know, I think, you know,
it's almost intimidating, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think that's the right word.
It's been around in a while. Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, do you have any advice for those that are a little bit hesitant to get back to training, whether, you know, if it's from COVID or a personal reason?
Right. If it's from COVID, or if it's because of COVID why you had to take a break and then coming back into training, you just want to make sure that, you know, for you, that you're comfortable training in general, because, you know, for jiu-jitsu and gyms, nobody's wearing a mask really. There are still some gyms that are wearing masks, but even then, my personal opinion about people training in masks is that you're too close in proximity, and the way that we're breathing out of those masks, even though you have one on, you're still somehow getting some of that air in, so you might as well not wear a mask. That's just me. That doesn't have to be anybody else's opinion. That's just me. But I would say make sure everything is in line to how you would, to make yourself comfortable in the gym. And if you are comfortable, then just, you know, train, like, and to not really, don't hold back, or don't let anything hold you back, like, especially if it's like you don't feel fit. You know, let's say you feel like you've lost your fitness, or wherever you were prior to taking a break, because if you just start coming, it will just come back faster. And a lot of times when people say, oh, I need to get fit before I start, you know, training, which is not necessarily bad because you feel that, you know, you're not in shape. But most of the time when people say that, it takes them a very long time to come back, and then the more they just get more hesitant, they wait longer because they're just like, oh, I'm not quite ready, so you end up being never ready. So you just want to go for it. The other thing I'd say is just take notes on your body, and just, you know, if you feel like you're tired and you need to recover for a couple more days, just recover. And you'll know, like, there's a balance of when to push yourself and just come in when you have like tiny minor aches and pains, or when you're just like, my body is like, I need like a couple of days, like it just doesn't feel right. Because then, you know, you just want to be able to let your body have time to adjust. So that's totally fine. You don't want to kill yourself like the first like 2 weeks.